meeting. The Texas Opioid Abatement Fund Council will come to order. The time is 10:04 a.m. Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, pursuant to the notice of public meeting posted by the Office of the Secretary of State on April 17th, 2025. Council will consider only those matters that have been posted, and a copy of the notice will be attached to the minutes of this meeting. The meeting materials will be displayed during the WebEx meeting and also are available here in this room. After the meeting, we can provide copies to those who submitted requests to my office. Please note, we're using the same materials today that we used on April 14th. Members, please remember that to be, quote, present for the meeting, you must have your camera on and you must also have your audio working when you are speaking. Votes will be taken by a voice vote today. Please keep your camera on and be ready to unmute yourself when it comes time to vote. If we lose our WebEx connection for some reason and unable to restore it, we will end the meeting and notify members via email. As a reminder, council approval for any decision requires affirmative vote of 4 of 7 members appointed by the governor, lieutenant governor, speaker, and attorney general, and 4 of the 6 members appointed by the HHSC executive commissioner. Now I'll call Katie to ask for a roll call, please.
Please respond by answering present when I call your name, and remember you must be visible. Controller Hager.
Here.
Dr. Demore.
Here.
Dr. Luise.
Present.
Detective Enriquez.
Present.
Dr. Fernandez.
Present.
Dr. Guevara.
Present.
Dr. Mills.
Present.
Dr. Milton. Dr. Patel. Dr. Thornton.
Present.
Dr. Wilkes.
Present.
And Ms. Yoder.
Present.
Okay, there being 10 council members present, a quorum is established. Members, thank you for your attendance to today's meeting. One housekeeping item reminder before we get into the one agenda item. Today is the last day to submit your personal finance statements to the Ethics Commission. I know because I got a text that mine was submitted earlier, so make sure yours is submitted too. Now we're going to move on to agenda item number 2. Members, we will now proceed on to the first agenda item, discussing impossible action on the applicants for the peer-to-peer workforce enhancement grant. As a reminder, the council discussed these applications in the April 14th meeting and decided they would need more time to evaluate them. The council also decided that future consideration would be limited to the 4 highest scoring applicants. Members, you were provided a copy of the application materials and have had a chance, hopefully, to review that material. In addition, you were provided a summary, the peer review scores and comments, which have been expanded upon since the last meeting. The scoring criteria and peer review score summaries are located on page 12 of the materials from the April 14th meeting. Based on your review of the application materials and peer review results, we will ask you to recommend a single applicant for the council to award the peer-to-peer workforce enhancement grant. We would also ask for a recommendation of an applicant to serve as alternates if you believe another applicant is qualified to receive the grant under the evaluation criteria and grant requirement. The purpose, as you know, of selecting a backup is to serve as if the alternate awardee if negotiations to the first awardee were unsuccessful. After discussion and deliberation, we will take up a single motion to award the grant up to $10 million to a single awardee, designate an alternate or 2 if we're unable to reach an agreement with the first awardee, and then deny the remainder of the applications. Now I'll open the floor to members for questions and deliberation. Who wants to start?
I can start,
right.
Controller.
Okay, and then after Dr. Luise, then I'll go to Dr. Mills. Dr. Luise?
Yeah, I haven't reviewed the applications, and thank you for giving us time to review it further. I want to propose to the council here that we give this award to recovery people. I'm really impressed by the application. I'm also very impressed by the fact that they're a peer-led recovery group. I'm also impressed by the fact that they have affiliates all over the state of Texas. I feel that they will help us achieve what the goals our council will want in terms of helping us to increase the number of peer-to-peer recovery workforce and coaches that we need in the state of Texas. So that will be my presentation to the council.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lee. Dr. Mills?
Yeah, I was looking at the peer review comments, and I was very curious about formed communities. And so I went onto their website, and they make absolutely no mention of treatment for opioid addiction or prevention. You know, their whole focus is mental illness, which is certainly a valuable focus. But I mean, from their website, which you would think would kind of summarize what their institutional focus is, I don't see that they had any interest in opioid abatement. So my suggestion is that we remove formed communities from consideration.
Okay. Dr. Wilkes?
So Dr. Mills, I wanted to follow you because something you said, if I may paraphrase, very early when we started, you said, I want to get boots on the ground. You remember that? Anyway, when I was reading the Recovery People application, that just came to my mind. It was like I think we need more boots on the ground, and the specific type of person, we need something new. We need something to really get in touch with this group of people. I mean, this patient population is extremely hard to reach. And it's very common in statistics that only 5% of SUD patients actually seek treatment. So we need to speak this language in order to reach these people, in order to bring them in, one, for treatment, two, for peer support, and then to develop this community and get peer support supervisors. And I in my practice, get the feeling from my patients. Of course, I'm treating pain patients, but in a way, I can't experience every pain. And they often tell me, you don't understand what I live, how I live, and how I live in my body. And I also spoke to a peer support peer who is at UTMB, and she says, we know. I mean, we know what they're going through. So I really felt like that was the main importance, or the main feature of this application, is it is a peer-led to-career approach. And I just found that so innovative that, that might be what we're missing. And we just need more peers and peer-led people. But I hope you don't mind that I was remembering your statement, because when I was reading this, it just came back. It was like boots, different group of boots, and we need a lot more. Anyway.
Dr. Fernandez?
Yes. No, I'm also in support of the application for recovery people. So I think it's a departure of the initial rank list, but I do think if you're looking at the comments, they're actually pretty close overall. And I do like the concept of funding a organization that's already kind of peer run or peer led. And I'm curious about the other council members because maybe we could then decide on who, if we want to proceed with this as the initial grant recipient, and then we can discuss the alternatives.
Okay, thank you. Other thoughts or comments? All right, so then I guess recovery, that's what I've heard from most people. All right, then, members, then why don't we take this first? If it sounds like we can move on, take a recommendation at least for a single applicant to receive the grant award. Would anyone want to make a recommendation for the applicant of Recovery People as the awardee? And then after this vote, then we'll have a discussion for a second. But I would ask for a motion.
I'll
And
be
then I would
happy.
need,
I'll be happy to do that. I'll be happy
and then
to
would I,
a motion for Recovery People to be the awardee for this nation.
and then would I have it? Would I have a
I would like to
second
say
from
something
somebody?
if possible.
Yeah, Dr. Thornton, is that, yes, sir, go. Oh, I'm sorry, who is that, Enrique?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ronnie, yes, sir.
just from a law enforcement perspective and reading through the plans, I think for me, the main one that stood out would be the UT Health Houston that was more justice involved and put resources towards, the Department or BOP or TDCJ assisting in the programs, helping those that are, discharging from prison to get on a stable plan moving forward. So I would just like to note that that was the one that stood out the most to me.
Now, when you said that, we had two, was that SA or Houston? Houston, oh, you said Houston, I'm sorry.
Yeah, UT Health Houston.
Yes, sir, okay,
Yeah,
and that's obviously something, but it's,
I think in regards to like these UT and other systems, I think we have to keep in mind that they're getting funding and other mechanisms to be able to do some of this. So I think we have to be careful about continuing to like just give the same people awards. I think there was a little bit of criticism after one of the last things we've done about, I think it went to, I don't remember where it went, but A&M or somewhere. But I think it's important we look at these other alternatives, these like Recovery People, as opposed to, I mean, UT Houston, obviously massive organization, obviously a lot of, county hospital and things like that there. So just keep that in mind.
yeah. And the only thing I would add to that was some of the comments from the peer reviewers match what some of my initial concerns were with that application about them being slower to get the ball rolling, and with us wanting to get the ball rolling as effectively and efficiently as possible. That was my only real concern with them. But yeah, they did have better justice involvement, so that's something maybe we can consider in the future as a priority.
I think Dr. Mills, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with Ronnie's comments. And just looking at the organization, the foreign communities, I just don't know how the influx of $10 million, I don't know how they could handle it, but that's my opinion. I mean, I'm all about boots on the ground, but I just don't see where they've got any experience in doing.
Dr. Mills, we're talking about Recovery People, the third group, not the forum communities.
Well, I'm talking about foreign communities. I mean,
Yeah, I think we're mostly in agreement that we're fine to not fund forum communities for this application.
okay. So I would support Ronnie's comments. So.
Okay. Are there other comments? Because I have a motion by Dr. Louise to award Recovery People as the first awardee. And then after that, if I get a second and a vote, then we would move on to a second backup party. But would there be a second to that motion?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, so I have a second by Dr. Horton. We need to call the roll. Or just say all, no, we just need all those in favor. Okay, all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
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 Are there any opposed?
Yes, I'm opposed.
Okay. Is there any abstaining? All right, so then that puts me, make sure. So that's 8 and 1, 8 ayes, 1 no, no abstaining, correct?
We got that one.
Okay, and then obviously, and I don't vote because I'm here for a quorum. Okay, then the motion passes. Now, let's have a discussion. Do we want to recommend a second as a backup in case negotiations with recovery people does not move forward? Is there anyone who wants to make a motion or have a discussion as to an alternative?
Well, I would wonder if we want to then fall back to the original order from the evaluators. I think, you know, Dr. Mills, you've expressed concerns with forums community. So I think we could probably safely exclude them. So maybe we can then go back to the initial list of that were provided with the two UT programs as
Yeah,
mentioned too.
and those are pretty equal. I heard Ronnie, his comments. So then, is there comments that want to, as in the two, it's a 1-point score difference, correct? Or actually, I'm sorry. Yep. Yep. So that ends up being 0.67. Not even a full point difference. Yeah, right. Dr. Wilkes.
Yes, another advantage and uniqueness of UT Houston is that it included the tribal community. And that was a community that was unique to this application and I think would also work well.
Okay. So then would that mean that you might have a motion, or Ronnie, you may have a motion?
Yes, I'd have a motion for UT Health Houston to be.
Okay. Would I have a second from somebody?
I'll second
Mills,
that.
second.
Okay, I heard Dr. Wilkes start for Dr. Mills, so I'm gonna give the nod there. You were quick to the button. All right. Now, all those in favor say aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Are there any abstaining? If not, then there being 9 ayes, 0 nays, no members abstaining, the motion passes. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask for entertainment purposes. Is there anybody that wants to nominate a third backup? And unless I see a hand go up real fast, I'm going to assume no. All right, moving on then. Thank you, members. I appreciate that very much. Oh, and then do we need to deny all the remaining? Do we need to take an actual vote or no vote? Or it's just kind of done?
No, get the motion.
It's just by default, if we didn't take any action by default, it's correct. Okay, all right, thank you. Appreciate you asking a picture. Okay, is there any other business? Because if not, then next I'm moving for a motion to adjourn, correct? Oh, okay, all right. Members, this completes our voting on the peer-to-peer work enhancement grant for awareness. I want to highlight the next steps in the grant process. First, staff will issue a notice of award to the selected applicant and negotiate and execute a grant enhancement agreement with them. We anticipate this process will take 30 to 60 days. It is in the unlikely event that negotiations are unsuccessful, we will move through the process with the alternate, which could extend that timeline. Anything else? Yes.
We actually do need to make a motion on every meeting.
Okay. All right, then, I've been advised by council and staff that we actually need to take a motion to deny the remainder of the applicants. Can I have a motion from somebody for that, please? Okay, Ronnie, may I have a second from somebody?
Second.
That was Dr. Fernandez. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any noes, any abstaining, there being 9 ayes, 0 nays, no abstaining, the motion passes. Okay, thank you. Now, I will ask for the next most important motion of the day. That would be a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Everybody wants to stay on, except Catherine. Okay, Catherine makes the motion. May I have a second from somebody?
Second.
All right, Dr. Mills. All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 There being 9 ayes, 0 nays, no members abstaining, the motion passes. And the meeting of the Texas Opioid Abatement Council is adjourned and the time is 10:25 a.m. Thank you for everybody's time. I know you're busy and appreciate it very, very much. So thank you.